Hi everyone, it's Mary Jo. Welcome back to my channel, Made in Heaven for You Tarot. I'm here with the full moon reading, which will be happening in the Northern Hemisphere on November 25th, 2015. It is the full moon in Gemini. And I'm recording it on the 23rd of November, which is actually we've entered Sagittarius. And Sagittarius and Gemini are the polar opposites of each other in astrology on the zodiac wheel. Like I've told you, in Greek, zodiac is circle of animals. And they are both mutable signs. There's cardinal, fixed, and mutable. And I'll just talk about the mutables right now, since that's what we're talking about with Gemini and Sag. And those are signs that are changeable. They're malleable. They're bendable. I don't know if you know many Sagittarians or Geminis. And you can see that they are changeable in their ideas and they're thinkers. You know, Mercury rules Gemini, and Gemini is all about thoughts, thinking, communication. And Sag is about higher learning and philosophy and broadening the mind and expansion. So here we have with both of these energies, they can be very changeable in the way they believe and think. They're bendable. So what could be a truth right now is become a belief system, and they can change to a new truth. But on the downside, too, they could drive you a little crazy because they are so mutable. Now it's, no, we can't do this in 10 minutes. Oh, okay, we can. You know, so it's just part of their lovability. But since we are in Sag now and our full moon will be in Gemini, I'm doing my full moon reading. And remember, if you want to cut your hair, now is a good time. You want to do it on the waxing moon and before the full moon or at the full moon, because if you want your hair to grow in stronger and longer and faster, it's a good time to cut your hair. It's a time to plant seeds. It is a time to harvest also the things that we had planted from our last new moon. Let's see. Also, it's a good time to rest and meditate, especially in this autumn season. You know, it's cooler, the weather's different, it's crisp, the air, you're getting tired, you feel like you just want to curl up on the couch with a blankie, you know, some hot cocoa maybe by the fire. Some parts of the United States already has snow, but this is a good time to rest your body with the shorter days and less daylight. Also, vitamins do absorb better into the body now. They also leave slower, so that's a good time. I've also told you in the past, if you're trying to diet, just wait till after the full moon, okay? Because with this fullness, diets don't usually tend to be as successful, so don't frustrate yourself. You're slower to heal, too, after surgeries, etc., etc. And let's see, it's a good time to pull weeds and work on healing wounds. And I'm not just talking about physical wounds, you know, emotional wounds, etc. This is a time to be reflective and pensive and think about those things that you want to heal. So with the full moon reading, I pulled the cards, and again, I love, this is the second time I'm doing this spread for you on full moon, and it has what your body needs, what your mind should focus on, what your soul is looking for, and what your heart desires. And again, the cards did land into the element, which I would say are tying into those aspects. I'm using my Tarot Kitty deck, the Gilded Tarot. I'm also going to be using my Fairy Oracle cards as a special message or a wish to work on. And you see here how this is a 7-pointed star, whereas in the Da Vinci Vitruvian Man, it's a representative of a 5-point star, our arms, legs, and then the head. With the fairies, it's your 7 points, so it's like a Vitruvian with the 2 wings of the fairies. So I do love that. And I'm also using Our Nature's Whispers deck, which is also gorgeous too. Pulled a special wish card or guidance and help to offer peace. I love the butterflies. So many beautiful butterflies all flying upward with their wishes and new beginnings for us. Our first card and what the body needs. The card that came up is the Major Arcana, and that is death. Now, death in astrology and the tarot is Scorpio. So we just ended Scorpio yesterday, which is appropriate and time of harvest. So it ended, we're reaping, okay, in this full moon, what we had transformed, hopefully, in our time of Scorpio. Now with the Death card, what our body needs, again, we're talking about, it's a regeneration, it's a rebirth. Our body needs to let go of things. So if you're hanging on to things that have been causing dis-ease within your body, uncertainties, negativities, all of those things, we want to let that go. That's what our body needs. Rest, relaxation, release, transformation, rebirth. Rise like the phoenix. Okay. I've talked to you about this too. When there's negativity in the body and we're holding on to it, it creates all sorts of disturbances. And then we're not in balance. So it's a good time to imagine all of these things leaving your body, going back into the earth so that Mother Earth can transform them from something negative into something beautiful and positive. Now, with Gemini being air, if you're doing a moon ritual, you would want to maybe light some nice candles or incense, let it carry through the air, play some nice music that would be inspiring for you, that would be carried through the air. Wind chimes, wind socks, whirligigs, anything like that. You could put that out there. If you're doing it outside, if you're doing it in your house, you know, if you have a ceiling fan, maybe put the chimes on the ceiling fan. Just be careful they don't go flying, you know, and get that air energy going. Okay, and it's about clearing our thoughts, clearing our minds. Okay, Gemini is ruled by the god Mercury. And again, he is the messenger of the gods in the Greek and Roman time. He'd go to and fro the heavens and to earth to carry messages, communications, wishes. He was a little bit of a trickster sometimes also, but he rules our mundane life, our everyday life, neighborhood jaunts, errands that you have to do, communication with family and friends, communication with our computers and electronics. That's when we have retrograde. Everything is that static, that interference, because where the Earth is and in its rotation in the orbit of the sun, and where Mercury is, since it's slower than us, it feels like, you know, it's going in reverse. It's tricking us, the retrograde. It's not going in reverse. It's like when you're driving a car, someone's next to you and you stop, you're going, you know, faster, and you almost get a little nauseous from them because it looks like they're going backwards, but they're not. But that energy that comes across from Mercury on our passing is what causes all that interference with our communication. You might notice during the next retrograde, because there's static with your texting. People, I didn't get your text, I didn't get your phone call, no, you didn't leave me the message. Your communication with people as you talk to each other gets all fouled up, your words don't come out right. Nothing makes sense. You know, you can't get things done where you have to plan your day. So this is all that kind of, like I said, mutable kind of energy going on. So right now with all of this Gemini activity coming in our full moon, we want to work on our communication with others. We want to work on thoughts becoming clear. We want to focus, okay? And I know with the Gemini energy, you know, it is the twins, so it's polarities pulling you back and forth, back and forth. But it is a time for us to try and focus our energy and focus on our body right now for concentrating on a plan to keep ourselves transforming to the highest being that we can be before we leave this plane. So with this Death card, it is a time of letting go of that cycle that we were in and what we've transformed into, and healing our body and resting and slowing down. New life, resurrection. Okay, so now what your mind should focus on, we've been getting this card a few times too, because we've got the Seven of Cups again. The 7 is that mystical number, all right? We need to focus on what we desire right now. I was just saying that too with the Gemini energy. It's all over the place, especially even with Sag, is kind of mutable all over the place. It's changeable. Try and focus. All right, we've talked about this in the last couple of weeks that this card's come up twice. I had said narrow it down. So now where we're going with our mind, what we should focus on. Hopefully you've narrowed it down if you had many possibilities and choices going on in your life. And again, it's a general reading, so let's try and keep it focused to apply this to what's going on in your life that you might have had multiple choices on, and that you've focused, hopefully, and narrowed it down from the many to 3 to 2. Now is the time with this time of harvest. Come on, let's hopefully focus clearly on one thing that you want to manifest in your life. or desire. And if it's still a couple of things, that's all right. Focus on it. You see how the waters are all calm and very reflective. The cups are there, the emotions, you know. The cups are filled with so many wonderful choices. It just, what you want might be different than what I want or the next person, and that's wonderful. The universe is infinite, and so are our choices and desires. So focus on that now. Get that mental clarity. Be reflective, like the water. The purple color, to me, is that of the psychic. Tap into that psychic ability, you know. Your intuition. Your thoughts, okay, Gemini, thoughts. Sagittarius, expansion, growth, okay? Bring it here into fruition, into your life. Your dreams and desires. Now, okay, also with that card, it's, let's see, November 13th to November 22nd are the dates involved. So that actually just ended for us with Scorpio, and it's Venus in Scorpio. Venus in Scorpio. Yeah, like I was just saying, Venus is ruled by Libra, so this is harmony with family, love, expanding everything. Venus is that benefic. It wants you to have all beautiful things, wonderful relationships, the house that it rules even in the zodiac. And we are in the week of Thanksgiving, so hopefully everyone will have a calm and peaceful family, loving family. I love the movies that come out for the holidays. It talks about the wonderful dysfunctions of families when they get together for the holidays and the fighting and the things that go on, which it's comical. And even in retrospect, when you think back on those times, you can laugh on them now. So hopefully with Venus in Scorpio, that it is going to be a loving, transformative type of feeling for you too with this upcoming month. That things expand in your life in a beautiful way, but are transformative as well too when you focus. So that's kind of like 3 different energies going on there. Pulling together into the earthly plane from above by focusing what emotionally gives you pleasure and the fiery inspiration to do that spiritually, tapping in, tuning in. And then we have what your soul is looking for is the Knight of Wands. You know, and I'm saying that's why the cards, but the Death card is what your body needs. Transformation, that hit that. And what you're focusing on, it's with your mind, that's the air, but it's it's tying into focusing in on your desires. And now here we have with your soul. The Knights are that of action. They take up the cause. But the King and the Queen, it's a journey. The Knights are all fire. And this Knight, he holds the fire. So he's fire and fire. And this Knight actually is Sagittarius in astrology and the tarot. Wow. So that's another card that ties in with astrology as well at this time. Now with this Knight, and it looks like he's got the fall colors around him too. And he's carrying this flame. He's illuminated. And this is what your soul is searching for, illumination. Your soul is searching for a way to ignite the passion in your life. And you can apply this again in a general sense. What is it that you need to ignite passion in your life about? And it can be in a relationship. It can be in your job, in your career, a book that you're writing, you know, an instrument that you're learning to play, a language that you're learning. Because in Sagittarius, remember we talk about that, foreign travel, philosophy, higher learning, expansion of the self, the mind, the body, the soul, everything, the heart. So some of you are looking for passion and love and igniting your relationship. If you don't have one, you're looking to get one and igniting the passion in your life. Or put a fire back in the relationship that you have now. If you've been lacking energy, maybe you're looking to put the fire in yourself, ignite yourself. You know, your soul is searching for inspiration right now. Your soul is searching for a creative spark. He's carrying that creative wall spark. And this is an emotional journey, a spiritual journey for you, so that you feel ignited, you feel impassioned, you feel driven, creative. This Knight is very creative. He stirs things up. And actually in tarot, in astrology, he's known as the unstoppable explorer of mutable fire. And and Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign. You know, and it's got all this red on too. That's very fiery there too. So, you know, and here following air, the air card, even though this is water, it's in the position of the mind should focus on. The mind is air, and we're in Gemini, and air feeds fire, you know. So it's a time for your soul to feel ignited, like combustion, that the air puts that spark to a blaze, you know. So whatever this is right now, your soul is searching for that fire, that blaze, to take off whatever it is that you've been working on and wanting to harvest now. It's time. It feels like it needs that energy. And then what your heart is desiring, we have another major arcana, and it's Temperance. And by the way, Temperance is Sagittarius as well. So we have the Death card with the Scorpio saying goodbye. And during the week, we had the Cups card saying goodbye with the Page. And then welcoming in the Fire sign. Now, with Temperance is always, also you can look at it on a spiritual plane. Even though this is your heart's desires, your heart ties into that. It is a blending of opposites. Like here, fire and water. Okay, but it is a card about harmonious balance within the self and spirit. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, so it is that expansion again of ourselves. It's like you want your heart to grow bigger at this time. And look at that, how appropriate it is. With the holidays, we have Thanksgiving, and even though Christmas is right after Sag, it is that time of bounty. That people feel a welling within themselves. You know, you get into that holiday spirit. You know, it's interesting. If you start to think about, maybe that's why we feel that pulling. And even in different cultures that celebrate Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, it's that expansion of the heart. For mankind, for humankind, for the earth, the flora, the fauna, natural resources, our elements. It's a time of everybody celebrating, being joyous. You know, drinking, partying, great food, great friends, great music, travel, different experiences and new experiences. So I think the Temperance card ties in beautifully for what our heart's desires, because here you want to balance, you know, between the worlds, you know, of the higher realm that you're trying to bring into the physical realm. The fire, again, is our inspiration, our passion, our drive, creativity, life, okay? And here her eye is on that life, and the Jupiter expanding things, you know, the expansion, bringing it into the earthly plane. And you see, she's kind of between planes. She's not of Earth, she's not of the other realm. She's between them. You know, she is the two realms brought together here. You know, it's just like you're chasing an adventure here. You want some excitement in your life. And that, too, is very Sagittarian. You know, it's that blending. You want to change the seasons, too. You know, you're ushering into the winter, too, Sagittarius. You're saying goodbye to the fall soon. You know, by the time this ends, you know, we're already entering winter. So that's that mutable sign, that changeable sign. And it's the end of Scorpio into the beginning of Sagittarius, that card, the way it lies here. It covers those dates. So everything here is tying into it beautifully. Looking at getting your harvest. And the special messenger card for the Fairy Oracle is Little Boy Blue. Now, we know babies are new life. They're a beginning. The wings, too, which you could say is a fairy or a butterfly, but this is a fairy deck. Symbolic of new life, the butterflies all around the child. And the card is number 26, which is an 8. We're in this 8 universal year of developing and how I develop my strengths. Dreams come true, return of the soul. That's an inspiring card right there, because at the time of harvest, we were looking to reap the harvest of the dreams and the wishes and the seeds that we planted in the previous new moon, or even in the previous year. We're looking to say, this is our rewards. It's coming to us, this new life. So this is a return of the soul. Here, tying into the death card there. The new life, the new birth. And what our soul is looking for is that inspiration. So at this time of Sagittarius, we're looking to reap that harvest for a new life, a new soul. Feeling alive again, uplifted. And then we did receive a bountiful harvest for the Oracle card from Nature's Whispers. And this one is number 28, and 2 and 8 is 10. And 10 is a new beginning, something new starting. It's interesting too, this planet here looks like Jupiter. You know, that kind of blue planet with lots of white clouds and very tumultuous, you know, at times. And just briefly, I'll read you because it's just very succinct with bountiful harvest. What it says, you have access to the infinite source of love and resources provided by Mother Earth and the universe. There are no demands, requirements, or conditions that affect your ability to access this supply. This is a wonderful reminder and the absolute truth pertaining to the abundance that is available to you. Grant your abundance the opportunity to flow into your life. It will reshape your perspective. It will strengthen and nourish you. This phase holds a plenitude of affluence and fertility. You are lucky and blessed. Oh boy, don't we all want that? Lucky and blessed, fertility, expansion, growth with Sagittarius, with this Jupiter kind of vibe and energy. And you see again, sprouting from her head is all this lush life and greenery, flowing from her fingertips, and she kind of mirrors, look at this, our beautiful temperance angel here in being with this fairy here. The flow and the energy between two worlds. The aurora borealis here, the color is like the flame that inspires, even from her fingertips. You know, all of this is all tying in here. And what the card is saying too is, you are loved unconditionally by Mother Earth and the universe. There are no demands and specifications on you. You over me, over the next person, and the next person are no better or no different in a way that we deserve more than the other. Yes, we are different in our individuality, okay, but we are no different to the universe, to God, to the earth. That we are all equally deserving of our wishes. Not that one is better than the other and you should or shouldn't get it because you didn't deserve it. We're loved unconditionally. So this card is saying the bounty is yours to ask for. Your angels want you to ask. God wants you to ask. Spirit wants you to ask. And they want to give it to you. So, in the bountiful harvest, here we are on the full moon. This is the time we harvest. So, again, Spirit just blows me away. I love them, and they love you. They love me, and it's a beautiful reading. I'm grateful for it. I hope that you're grateful for it, too, and that you enjoyed it. If you like it, great. Like it, and if you want to subscribe, I would appreciate that. And sharing is also wonderful. It helps me to grow and expand too. In this time of Sagittarius, that's what we're all looking to do with our lives, with our wishes, with our heart, with our soul, with our mind. And in the body, let's not expand that too much in the holidays, but how about expand on our grounding and manifesting abilities to pull into our life all the things into the physical realm that we want and wish for in the best and highest way. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and to our other countries and people that are just tuning in and they don't celebrate a Thanksgiving in the day that we do. I still am thankful for you for tuning in. And as always, I wish you the best.